Start with what we missed because we recorded our show last Tuesday, so we didn't get to talk about the Eagles getting Robert Quinn from the Bears for a 4th-round pick this year.
Yeah, and the story with Robert Quinn is the Eagles, they have a landslide going at this point. They picked up A.J. Brown, James Bradbury. Then you kill your draft, absolutely murder and hit on all of your picks. Nick Sirianni has the guys going. They're like, you know what? The Cowboys are going to go out there and get someone. Why don't we go get Robert Quinn to boost our already great pass rush, and our already great secondary is going to have even less time that they're going to have to cover guys for, especially when you have great players like Darius Slay and James Bradbury. I mean, Robert Quinn makes their job so much easier. You bring an elite pass rusher with Fletcher Cox up the middle and Jordan Davis in the middle and Brandon Graham coming off the edge at linebacker. It's like, there's not a hole on this roster. They don't have one at O-line. They don't have one at D-line. They don't have one at linebacker. They don't have one in the secondary. They don't have one at receiver. They don't have one at tight end. This is a perfectly built football team, and they're easily the best roster in the NFL right now.
I think that this trade was a home run for the Eagles. You have a 4th-round pick for Robert Quinn on a team that's already loaded with defense that wasn't having a problem shutting teams down.
No.
You just got an elite linebacker. This is a home run for them. And for the Bears, I mean, the Bears are still retooling, and they get a 4th-rounder. I mean, it is what it is. Eagles, I mean, you nailed it with saying how perfect their roster was. Now they have more people to apply more pressure to the quarterback. Home run.
Yeah, and the corners, again, would you rather cover someone for 5 seconds or 3?
Yeah.
It's like that extra you can get to the passer is that extra instinct that James Bradbury and Darius Slay are, and the extra instinct that someone like Daniel Jones won't have, Carson Wentz won't have, Dak Prescott won't have, because something all of those quarterbacks have in common, they don't have great self-awareness.
No. Especially, or someone like a Jacoby Brissett who, does checkdowns in the end zone.
Yeah.
We'll talk about him later on. But also another trade, the Chiefs add Kadarius Toney.
Woo!
2021 1st-round pick. They traded him for a 3rd and a 6th for the 2023. This trade is really ultimately dependent on how Kadarius Toney progresses. He's got the talent to progress into a really great receiver, but so far, first of all, he can't stay on the field, and secondly, clearly didn't like being in New York because he requested a trade very soon into playing in New York. So this 3rd-round pick won't matter if Kadarius Toney turns into a thug.
Yeah, and the thing with this is, if you're a wide receiver, the last person you want to play with is Daniel Jones. The first person you want, well, maybe Baker, but you know what I mean. But Patrick Mahomes is obviously the highly most coveted quarterback any wide receiver wants to play for, because he can throw you open. He can make throws that no other quarterback in the league can make. Josh Allen can't make them. Kyler Murray can't make them. Tom Brady can't make them. Aaron Rodgers can't make them. Along with someone like Andy Reid, who made Jeremy Maclin a stud in Philadelphia and with the Chiefs, with Alex Smith. And Jeremy Maclin wasn't known as an amazing receiver. Along comes Andy Reid, makes him look great. Without him, kind of so-so. But Andy Reid's a guy who made Tyreek Hill, made a lot of really good receivers, found Deshaun Jackson, brought him in with Michael Vick. So Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, they all elevate receivers. So I like this as a sneaky acquisition that not a lot of people are going to talk about. But if I'm Andy Reid, okay, what can I do? Because Juju said, I've learned more in Kansas City than all of my time in Pittsburgh, which was 5 years, which is insane.
And it's showing on the field, too.
Yeah, it's showing with how bad Pittsburgh's playing right now on offense and how great Juju was in the last 2 weeks.
And how Juju's on pace to have 1,000 yards for the first time since 2018.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, especially given the injuries he's had. Kadarius Toney, I think, for the Chiefs, if, progressed correctly, he could be the replacement that they were looking for with Tyreek Hill, that over-the-top guy that can get yards after the catch. In open space, Kadarius Toney is a threat, and I'm excited to see how he progresses. He's recovering from an injury, so we'll see if he's able to play in Week 9. But also, the Ravens got Roquan Smith. They gave up a 2nd and a 5th. My first thoughts on this, it's great that they got somebody on defense, but maybe get him a receiver because that's your true hole. It's not like your defense is the problem.
No.
Problem is the fact that your number one receiver is Devin Duvernay. Rashard Bateman's out. Mark Andrews is hurt. It's like your problem wasn't really defense. I mean, yeah, they got Roquan Smith, and Roquan Smith is going to, definitely help this team. But if I'm the Ravens, I would have gone after someone like a Brandon Cooks. I would have gone after, not that he would trade him in the division, but Chase Claypool got moved. There's a bunch of other receivers that were on the move and they didn't trade for. I feel like that's maybe where I would have moved that second and fifth round pick.
Yeah.